Hello there, everybody. Saban92, aka Nightmare, and welcome to a reaction review of the anime called Erased. Supposedly this is a highly reviewed one, supposedly. Now, the only I pretty much know jack shit about this, other than it's one of the shows that was recommended, and this actually won the voting poll that I posted a while back. So, yeah. And one other thing, I'm pretty sure you noticed that I'm probably only doing like 2 episodes this time. This is just kind of a test, and also it's mostly just me adjusting to my own time with my, ever-changing schedule. I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to be able to... I'm pretty sure I should be able to go back to like the normal 3 episodes a week like you guys like, but to change things up, just for right now, I'm just kind of testing the waters. I mean, Google Drive is still kind of fighting against me, so there's that. I know pretty much next to nothing about this. Also, the show only has apparently just 12 episodes. Okay, that can actually kind of work out in my favor. I can also, if I go with the 2-episode format, I can give time for my artist to work on the next series. Or in that time, I can hold another voting poll. I'll probably just go ahead and decide what the next anime is after this myself. So that way, it'll be a little bit easier on the schedule. Now, I pretty much know next to nothing about this other than, again, it was recommended to me. So, first off, thumbnail template created by the talented skydiving Quagga. There will be a link in the description, or if you're watching this on Google Drive, go back to my YouTube video. There will be a link in the description that will take you directly to DeviantArt, where his site is, where you can check out a lot of his art. Seriously, this dude is, like, extremely talented. He deserves more attention. Alright, yeah, everybody's actually been very kind with, not posting any spoilers about what this show is about. But the title, I'm not entirely sure what to think of it. Other than that, I think it's time for us to go ahead and jump into this. Also, figure out why we have a bunch of feet, this pair of feet here. Holy, oh god, it just jumped me right over into the second episode. Let's not do that yet. Okay, it just jumped me. Okay. It automatically sent me to the second episode by mistake, so we haven't started on it yet. We haven't started on that yet. Okay. Holy shit, that is a hell of a start, though. Okay, so main character has a strange ability that he calls Revival, where he can, after a bad event kind of happens, he's able to go back at least 1 or 5 minutes into the past to see what that instant was and then try to change it. And I was right in my first assumption of that other revival where the mom actually took notice of the person. And I was right that person that almost abducted somebody. I was right I was trying to, okay. Because it showed everything. And I was actually, okay. Okay. So if that's going to be a recurring thing, I'm going to try to pay attention to the scenes, and as soon as the revival happens, I'm going to try to pinpoint what the problem was before it actually happens. If that's going to be a recurring theme through the show, which, if that is, I think that's going to be a lot of, well, sort of fun to figure out. Also, mom's dead. Yeah, fucking hell, Jesus. This is like Full Metal Alchemist immense, like, oh, by the way, dead! Okay. So he just happened to walk right past the murderer, and now it's somehow made it look like he's the one who did it. Okay. And it ended with him suddenly in his childlike body, like, many, many years ago. So that makes me wonder if that's going to be how this show's going to play out. Like, are we going to be in his where he's, like, way back then, and we get to see his young life and see if he has any, chance to change the events of the past to, I don't know, stop the serial abductor or something like that? I don't know. But here, this brings up a kind of a question, though, that makes me wonder. Why did the guy kill his mom, though? she did make a mention how it actually, funny thing is, it seems like she seemed to have known the guy. At least that's what it seemed to be alluding to. So she must have known the guy who was the kidnapper killer person. And it threw up a red herring that the character, the slightly older kid that hung out with all of the younger kids, wasn't actually the bad guy, apparently. Good job, show, on just throwing that red herring. It fucking threw me for a loop, and I feel stupid that I fell for it. Okay. I've kind of got a basic idea of what's going on in the show, and already, it's dark as all. I mean, that moment right there was really, really freaking dark, but already it's got me hooked. And I think I'm going to go ahead and go jump into the next episode, so I will see you guys there. Alright guys, now we are on episode 2 of Erased. First episode, I kind of got the gist of what the show is going to, I'm guessing what it's going to be about. I got information that the main character seems to be able to kind of go back, I wouldn't say rewind, but go back in time about a minute to 5 minutes in the past before something bad happens and then fix it. Although I don't think it's not really part of his will. It just seems to automatically kick in after something bad happens. Okay. And he's able to affect it. He has to pay attention to what's going around, and then he can actually do that. The second time that it happened, I got a glimpse of this guy who I assumed was going to be like a kidnapper of sorts, because the balloons didn't really seem all that important. The kid dropping the ice cream, maybe not that much. The suspicious guy in a baseball cap walking hand in hand with a little girl with ice cream is suspicious as fuck. And that's another thing that seems to be in this story. So we see this, apparently the same guy who almost seemed to have abducted a child, almost, didn't, but almost, abducted a child, apparently, somehow, the main character's mom, somehow she knows the guy, I think. At least that's what the story seemed to be implying. And not to mention, he knew where she lived. Where she was. So I guess that makes sense that he'd be following them for some reason. And right as she was about to, I guess, reveal any information, she got killed. And as soon as the son comes up to it, he gets blood on his hand, they automatically think that he's the one that did it. And right before, I'm guessing, the police get him, he's suddenly now back in his young child body, I guess. So, from what I'm getting from this, there seems to be some, I'm missing some information here. But the first episode did a good job establishing what I'm kind of getting the sort of premise is. I'm betting the focus is this guy as a young child. Now that he's that far in the past for some reason, he might be able to stop the serial kidnapper, possibly. Although, what can one little boy do? I mean, he's got the mind of his 29-year-old self, so he might have some sort of advantage, but he's still in his younger form. Also, I'm not entirely sure if he's actually able to control his younger body or not. I imagine he must be able to if he managed to jump that far in the past, or maybe it was his unconscious that sent him that far back. I don't know. But regardless, the show's already got me hooked, so I'm gonna okay, let's just get started. Okay, guys. So we finally got started. Wait, copyright 2016? Oh, this is actually fairly a new anime, isn't it? Huh. Alright. We got ourselves I know it's only 2 episodes, but we got ourselves a bit of a decent start into this. I do hope you guys don't mind that this is just the 2 episodes this week as we get started. I'm still trying to work around some stuff right now. I hope you guys don't mind. Especially considering this is just a 12-episode anime, I want to try to take my time with it. And considering what I feel like I'm getting myself into, I feel like I'm going to really need my time to try to piece as much together as I can and take my time to think about this. Okay, so what happened this week? We learned that the main character can somehow go into the past about 1 to 5 minutes, but this time he's gone 18 years into the past before, I'm guessing, the kidnappings actually happened. So he actually probably has a chance to stop them. And it looks like he's also trying to befriend Kaio Hinazuki, who was one of the girls that went missing. And it looks like she's got her own baggage of being an abused child. Now, here's a bit of a theory that's kind of filling up in my head right now. We have the details that she's being abused by her own mother. So first off, fuck that bitch. Second, we have the details that she apparently was considered one of the victims of the serial abducting / serial killings of children. Now, this technically, with me thinking, this opens up the possibility that what if the mother killed her own daughter and took advantage of the serial abducting case and just did it like that. I mean, she's already abusing her daughter. That's gonna be fun trying to figure out what bullshit reason she has for abusing her own goddamn flesh and blood. But that's all right. That's one possible idea that I've got right now. That maybe the mother killed the daughter and it was put onto the serial abducting case. However, here's the question though. If there's a possibility that Yuki was innocent, even though that last scene of him holding the airplane in just this episode much earlier, that kind of seemed a little bit suspicious. So maybe he's not entirely innocent. But there's also the possibility that there might be multiple serial kidnappers and killers. So right off the bat, that technically means that I've got 3 suspects right here. Yuki, Hinazuki's mom, and the person who literally killed the mother. I'm sorry, the main character's mother. So that's 3 suspects that are on my list right now. And I'm going to try to... What I probably should do for right now is I need to go ahead and keep like a tiny little notebook for this, because this is already turning out to be a kind of a mystery anime. And already that's getting my mind... It's getting the gears turning. It's getting me thinking. Okay. I'm already liking this show. I'm going to say that right now. It's already got my full attention. And honestly, I can't wait to get into more of this. Even though, again, with what I'm getting is the subject material for this show, I want to take my time with this. I want to do this show it's the justice that it needs, what it deserves. I want to give it the time so I can digest the show and just, besides enjoy it, also try to piece together all the little details that are put into it. Also, I gotta admit, it's gotta be pretty fucking awkward whenever you have your mind from your 29-year-old self put into your younger body. That's gotta be extremely awkward. I'm not even entirely sure how the hell I would be able to process that. Oh, wait a minute, I was an emotionless child until just recently, so yeah? I don't know. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys are going to be enjoying this, because I think with just these first 2 episodes, I'm already finding myself enjoying this. So if you guys like this, be sure to let me know. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.